All right, this is the first exercise. It's called the quadruped. I've modified it a little bit for my uses. There's 3 different ways to do this. You get the beginner level, which is somebody who can't hold their balance very well. And you just test first. Lift your left hand off the ground about 2 or 3 inches, and then lift your right leg off the ground about 2 or 3 inches. If you can't balance that, this is where you start. So you try to get your hand and your foot to leave the ground at the same time, and then you switch sides. You go right hand, left foot, and just try to get them to leave the ground at the same time, come up a couple inches, hold it there for a second, and then drop it back down. A lot of times what you'll see is the hand goes up, and then the foot goes up, and then they lose their balance. Basically what you want to do is pretend like you have a tray full of champagne glasses on your back, and you want to hold it perfectly still so it doesn't spill. So right here like this is how you'd properly execute. You lift, hold, and come back down. Lift, hold, come back down. 1 breath per repetition. And you start with 10. Now once they can accomplish that, they go to the regular level, which here you want to do 2 things. You want to bring your hands and your feet up to the level of your shoulders, but you also want to follow your hand with your head. Now your shoulder width apart and your feet are as wide as your hands, and that should give you a stable balance here, but you're lifting your fingers straight forward as you follow with your head and come back down, but you're maintaining your body posture without rotation. You want to look for shaking of your body and loss of balance, inability to lift your hand and your foot at the same time because of weakness, and typically you'll see one side that's weaker than the other. So if you have trouble with your balance, if you start falling and rolling around, you want to widen your hands and feet a little bit wider, and that'll give you a little more leverage and a little more balance to make it easier. Now the advanced level of this, what you're going to do is bring your hands and your feet together. It's going to make it more difficult to balance, and you're going to lift higher than your shoulder and your hips. So you can try to lift straight up into the air. And maintain your body posture perfectly while you do that. Now, if you get to the point to where that gets a little too easy, what you do is you get rid of the ball, you get a shoulder width apart, and this is a lot more difficult. You can see I'm struggling with this, I'm shaking and I'm moving, and that's the advanced level.